Hello soulmates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be teaching you how to cut and also how to sew this beautiful princess that bustier top with a back waistline. So the inspiration is this top by the right, so I'll just be making little adjustments to make mine. So if this is something you're interested in, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get started. Welcome back guys. So you start by making a pattern for a princess that bustier. So the only difference is that the length of this top will be short. It will just be like 2 inches below your waistline. Then you add additional 5 inches. So the length will be 2 inches below your waistline. Then for the back's effect, you just add extra 5 inches, as you can see here. So now the next thing to do is to draft our princess that bustier. If you know how to do this, you can just skip this part and move to the next part. So for the drafting of the princess that bustier, so I usually go down by 3/4 at my bust area. Then I measure my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. Then I just connect it downward like this. So after you are done with that, at your under bust area, you take in 1 1/4 to the bigger part, and for the smaller parts, you take out ½ inch. The smaller part, I mean the nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 area. You take out ½ inch. You do the same at the waist area, then you just connect it. So I'm connecting it to the top length. Like I said, this top is like a crop top, but because of the back's effect, that is why there is an extension at the lower part. Then you make your curve from your under bust to the bust area. Then you also connect this point. I have a more detailed tutorial on this. I'll just link it up here. So the next thing to do is to connect this part to your armhole area. You connect it to your armhole area, then you make a dart towards this area. Like I said before, I have a detailed tutorial on how to draft this. So if you don't understand this one, you can just ask me in the comment section, or I'll just link it in the comment section also. I'll pin it in the comment section. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to take my bust measurement. My bust measurement divided by 4. I'll measure it here. I'm not adding any sewing allowance to this pattern. So when I'm transferring to my fabric, I will add all the sewing allowance. So you measure your bust area, bust measurement divided by 4, and your waist measurement divided by 4. At the top area, you add additional 3/4 inches to whatever you have at the waist area. You add additional 3/4 inches so that you can have this curve like this. So let me use my red marker to roll this out so that you can see it properly. After you are done with that, the next thing to do is to extend this area. So I usually extend it up by 1 inch, because whenever you join it back, it is always lower. So I usually extend with 1 inch. Just watch me as I do this. So you just extend it, then you connect it back to the armhole area. So for the neckline, for my neckline, I'm measuring 4 inches wide. Then let's do the shoulder slope area. Then we'll connect it just like this. So like I said, the wideness for my neckline is 4 inch, and the depth is also 4 inch. If you want it lower than that, or if you want to adjust it, you can also make your adjustment to it. But that was what I used for my top. So now let's go ahead to cut this. So after cutting, what I'll be doing now is to extend this line downward. I'll just be extending this line downward. So what you can do different from me is just to reduce what you extend downward. Let's say the difference is 2 inches at that area, you can make it 1 inches towards the end so that it will not look straight downward. I hope you get. So now I'm trying to transfer the lines I have on the right to the left so that I can make the back's effect. So after you are done, you try and stick this part together using your tape. So this is what I have after doing that. So the next thing I'll be doing is to make the slant curve. So I'm reducing the length of my top from 17 inches to 16 inches. Yes, I'm reducing it to 16 inches because of the back bodies I've went ahead to cut. I will show you very soon. So I'm reducing it to 16 inches. Then what I have here we reduce. That is why I'm reducing this part. Please, whatsoever measurement you are using for the front must be longer than the back. For example, if the front length is 17 inches, the back length must be 16 inches because I made mistake in mine. My front was 16 inches while my back was 16 inches, which affected the length. The length of the front and the back was not equal. Please note this. So whatsoever toplet you are using, you add your back's allowance to it, like 5 inches or 4 inches depending. So I'm placing my French curve 1 inches away from my waist area because my top length is 16. From my shoulder to my waist is 15. So my top length is 16. That's why I'm taking it 1 inch away from the waist area down to the end of the back's effects. So from my shoulder to my waist is 15. So I move away 1 inch below. Then I make this curve. As you can see how this curve is, I made the first curve to the joining at the right, and I made the second one like together with the middle part here. I hope you can understand what I'm doing. So this is how the back's effect will be. Then you just go ahead and cut it out. If you want it to be longer than this, you can do that. So now the difference I have from my own top length to the back's area is 4 inches. So you can make yours 5 inches. That was a mistake I said I made in the labeling. So this is what I have. So now let's go ahead and just label this so that we can know how it is. Then we go ahead to cut the back bodies. So this is the back bodies, and the length will be the length of your top. That's 16 inches. So mine was longer, it was 17 inches. That is why I'm dividing it. I'm taking out 1 inch away. Yes, then you just draft it like a normal back bodies with that. And as you can see, the top length area, it is not straight from the waist downward. I added 3/4 inches there. Then I took in quarter inches from that side. That's to prevent zip bulging. That's at that zipper area. As you can see, my zipper allowance too. That's the part I rolled out. Please don't make that mistake. Oh. So when I transfer it to the fabric, you will understand better. So let's do that now. So this is my fabric, and this is the other parts. I went ahead to cut the lining and also the fabric. So you see this side, I added 1 inch sewing allowance, and for the other side, it is half inch all through. Half inch all through. So this is the back. That's the zip allowance over there. That's the zip allowance. So I added zip allowance, so it's on the pattern. Then that's the joining allowance. So I went to add my stay to this side because my fabric is very thick. I'm using a Mikado fabric. That's why I didn't add stay fully on it. And on the lining too, I added stay at the strategic part, at the lower part, and also at the neckline and the zip area. So that's the strategic part I added stay. So now I went ahead to join this. Then the lining too, you go ahead and join it too. You don't make mistake of joining this lining the wrong way because that was what happened at first. Then you go ahead and just join them all together. This part will be fast because it's just normal joining. So after joining, you retrim your armhole. Just little excess I have there, so I'm just retrimming that right now. You do that for the fabric and you also do that for the lining. If this is too fast, please let me know where you are lost so that I can explain better to you. So what I'm just doing here is to retrim the armhole. Yes, just to retrim the armhole. So now this is my lining. I'll just place it on it like this. Then I will also retrim this. So after you are done, the next thing to do is to join all the sides together, leaving the opening at just the shoulder area. You join the armhole, you join the side, you join the lower part, leaving the armhole only for the opening. So this is the opening I said I have. So for the front, I went ahead to fold in the half inches in. So I'll just be putting the back inside 2.5 inch, then I'll just sew. Then I will sew the side too. I hope you get. So after joining the side and the upper part, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. As you can see, it is neat. Everything looks neat. Make sure you iron very well. As you can see, I've went ahead to fix my zip also. You use an open and close zip, a zip that can open up. So this is the fringe I will be using. For the inspiration, they use a beaded fringe, but when I went to market, the beaded fringe was about 5,000 per yard, and because I don't have much, I just bought this one. This one was around 1.5, so I just bought this. Then I cut it out. It's always longer than this. You can also use the normal fringe, but make sure you just trim it to half of the length so that it can look nice, because when this thing is so long it won't look fine. So this is what it looks like. I didn't add fringe to the back. You can also add fringe to the back if you want to. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't liked this video, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.